Hello everyone, I'm the Whisky Enthusiast. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're comparing the Meikle Tòir with its predecessor, the Futures, which is funny because Matt from Whisky on the West Coast did something exactly the same basically recently, and I watched that video and I was about to do it that weekend. I'm like, damn it, does he read my mind? What's happening? But yeah, you've seen his take and here will be my take. Recently we did a tasting of Glenallachie and Meikle Tòirs with our whiskey club. So I'll do a quick fire round of what the lineup was and what I feel of it. So if you have any of these bottles, at least you'll get a short amount of my information. So we had the Glenallachie 9. This is the Fino Sherry cask finish. It was all right. It felt a bit chemical. It felt a bit dry. But, you know, people said it was okay. So no one fell in love with this one. Then we had the, sorry, this one is, the follow-up was the Glenallachie, again, 9. This is the Amontillado one. Now, people enjoyed this a bit more. Amontillado Sherry is a bit more tough, well, robust than Fino as far as I know. So it had a bit more character, but again, not everyone's favorite. It came a bit sour for people. And then this one was the winner of the night of the Glenallachies. This is the Oloroso cask finish. Of course, the cask selected by Billy Walker was highest of the quality, and it was really nice. It was 48% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural color. And if you had Glenallachie before, sherried Glenallachie, of course you did. And if you liked it, you're gonna like this one. This was a crowd pleaser. Then we had the Meikle Tòir range. We had the original, which I'll get to. We had the sherry one. Now this one was a crowd pleaser as well. You know, sherried and peated whiskey, everyone enjoys. And people liked it. People connected with it. People said, good. This tied in with the original about how many people liked it. And then we had the Chinkapin one. Now Chinkapin is a weird oak, and Chinkapin virgin oak this is. This was my favorite of the peated range because it was very different. It had very buttery and biscuity notes alongside some coconutty notes. And I really enjoyed this one, but not a lot of people connected with it. I thought it had the most character out of the peated ones. There's also the Turbo, which I had at Melody Whiskey Bar in London. It's in Hammersmith. If you ever go to London and if you're near there, highly recommend it. Fantastic place. Out of the range, Turbo is my favorite because it's a good peat hit, but the Chinkapin is really interesting. It's a bit left field, so at least it gives a little character. Right, finishing off. Now, we have the Meikle Tòir. It's 5 years old. This is the first time in the core range of Glenallachie, I'm going to say, since Billy Walker took over. This is his spirit. This was the first one, the 4, the Futures. I just happen to have a sample. This was the first spirit he's done, and under his guidance was bottled. And this is the next one. So it's peated Glenallachie. They call it Meikle Tòir. It's Meikle Tòir. Yeah, I'm pronouncing it correctly. It means big purset. And this is the original, aged in bourbon, virgin oak, and rye casks. And it's 5 years old, 50% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered. And let's see, this is, what did I say? Residue peat of this is 35 ppm, and I think it is 160 hours of fermentation, which is long fermentation. Same with this one, 160 hours, but this is 60.2% ABV. Don't see any residual spirit peat in it. So this is, ppm is spirit peat, residual peat, not the barley peat. So that's very good. And this cask makeup, let me read. Rye and bourbon and virgin oak. So basically, it's the same. So it should be 1 year younger than this. So this should tell us what to expect. Now, of course, this is 60% ABV, but I'm going to start with the Meikle Tòir 5, give you an honest review of it. And then, can you see the bottle? Yeah. And then see what the future is. Okay, Meikle Tòir 5. Right. It's a peated whiskey off the gate, but don't expect Isla peat. It's mainland peat. So for me, mainland peat always gives mulch, tea, herbal notes. dirt, you know, ground after rain, cacao nibs, chocolate, coffee. I can get the coconut note from the virgin oak. It is mentally, the rye does help. Because the rye cask and the mainland peat herbal notes mixed together, I think it's done really well. It's good, it's well peated. Hint of sourness. Yeah, like sour earth after rain. And very little, no, not very little. Good honeyed nose. Yeah, you can select the Glenallachie character from there. The peat completely didn't take over. It's a nice, robust, bit tannic, herbal, and fruity nose. Okay, on the palate, even more peat on the palate. It's a good one. Flat coke, a little bit of rum notes, rum raisin, nice earthen notes, dark chocolate, cacao notes even more, ginger, a lot of cinnamon. It's a nice mouthfeel, really enjoy it. Good peated, filling whiskey. It's Moorish. It's really nice. It's no fuss, no thrills. Like there's no well, there's excitement because it's good, but it's a good peated whiskey. Like it's not doing anything else. So if you want a good, solid whiskey, this is it. Right. Let's go on to the futures. This is 60.2, same cask makeup, but 4 years old. Let's see if we can find similarities. Let's see if we can find this being the predecessor of that. Okay. Now, I mean, on the nose, it's more closed. Less peated, it feels like. And it could very well be less peated. Feels younger. Bit more alcohol bite. Obviously, the alcohol levels are high and the age is lower. Fresh citric. It's almost like, I mean, I know Ardbeg Blazda is unpeated or less peated, but it feels like that. It's like a less peated Ardbeg, very fresh, very citric. And that cola note is there. Yeah, very lemony and orange rind. But peat is hard to get. Okay, on the palate. Right, it's less peaty. Definitely less peaty. I think they tried it. They saw what people said maybe and wanted to amp up the peat. It's a very nice whiskey, by the way. It's very fresh, very lemony, and much more sherbety than that one. It's silky. It's 60% ABV, but doesn't drink like it. The peat is less apparent, so maybe I should have done it the other way around, but I didn't want to burn my tongue with the 60%, then go down to 50. I'm just going to drop it down now, but similarities-wise, I don't know. Let's open it up. All right, after water, it has opened up, but not the peat. The coconut notes opened up a bit more. Now I get a bit more fruits. I get peach, grape notes, a bit more lemony, a bit more orange rind. Sure, peat is there, but it's much less. It's a much more sour note than the previous one. Yeah, the Future edition, the 4-year-old one, is a much more fresh whiskey than the 5-year-old Meikle Toir. Where Meikle Toir is herbal, earthen, robust, and filling and mouth coating, the Futures is fresh, zesty, sure, bitey, and bit more like this is obviously this feels older than that, but for good reason. This feels like, I mean, for a 5-year-old whiskey without any STR cask, kudos, Billy Walker. Goddamn, you're such a legend. And I have met him and I talked to him. We had conversations. It was such an incredible moment for me. So I will always cherish it. When I went to the distillery, I will do a Glenallachie Distillery visit video somewhere else. But what a legend. So like at 5 years old to make such a whiskey is just crazy. So, okay, on the palate, second round, Meikle Toir number 5. Yeah, Second round, more honeyed notes, but it's a good flat coke note, which I always get with Highland peat, but I like. It's a good earthen, nice, full-bodied, peated whiskey with the Glenallachie character in there. Finishes ashen. Now, citric. Okay, on the finish, I get what I get on the palate of the 4. Citric notes, much more zesty and zingy. On the finish of Meikle Tòir, I get the zesty notes I get from this one. And I added a little bit more water while I was sipping. So let's see. Oh, I mean, it's a peated whiskey, but nowhere near. Residual 35 ppm peat is good. This is, I would say, probably started off with 35. So, but I get a bit more character now. It needs opening up. Get more earthen notes. Yeah. The rye herbalness I get now more. The virgin oak coconut is more apparent. It got a bit more fruity. And then see on the palate one last time. Okay. Once it's opened up with water, I'm assuming I dropped it around 55, 54 right now. You get the peat more apparent now on the palate. Much more earthen. The flat coke note. Yeah, now it became very, very similar to the Meikle Tòir 5, with Meikle Tòir 5 being much more peaty and robust. What did we get from this experiment? I don't know, but what I can tell you is this range is good. If you like peated whiskey and if you want to try something different than Islay peat, this is very good. Original is a solid one. My recommendation of the range, my personal recommendation, would be the Chinkapin Oak. Chinkapin Oak, I only recommend with peated whiskey. I had a Glenallachie single cask Chinkapin. It was horrible. And I had a, Teeling Chinkapin Oak. Again, horrible. Chinkapin Oak, I think is a bit of a hit or miss. If it's peated, it's fine. And Futures, you're not going to be able to find anyway. Like, it's ridiculous prices. It was ridiculous prices when it first released, and now it's completely gone anyway. But it was nice to see what they started off with, and then they thought, hold on, this is not enough peat. I think we got to do more, and we got to drop the alcohol level to around 50, because, you know, Billy Walker would know, and then that would get people hooked. The other ones are 48% ABV, sherry, and the, what do I have? The sherry one and the Chinkapin one, yeah, are 48% ABV. Only this one is 50 because it has the same cask makeup as the Futures. So I bet they added more peat and they dropped down the alcohol level to 50% ABV. So that was it from me. I wanted to do a fast one. I didn't want to spend hours here just tasting, dropping water, but I'll definitely be playing around with it, and I might put like a notepad on the video when I'm editing to tell you what it turned into. But other than that, if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It does mean a lot. And let me know, have you tried the Meikle Tòir range? Which one is your favorite? And have you tried the Futures? I don't know. Tell me about that as well. And if you want to buy me a dram, you can always join my channel. Other than that, comments, like, share, subscribe, all matter a lot to me. And thank you, guys. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.